over the world. Keep the fire burning through the dark. I go there by your side. That is what every parent has to say to their children. Parenting is actually being on the side of your children, at least actively for the first 18 years of their lives, before you release them to go live out the values and explore the world and give out their blessedness to humanity. Welcome to the Intentional Parenting Chat. I am Dima Mobi, the co-author of ABC of Intentional Parenting, which is actually a parent's guide on how to love, lead, and influence their children with ease. It's a pleasure to be here with you again. Today, I just returned from our family retreat. Usually, at the beginning of every year, we take out time as a family to go reflect on the past year and to set goals for the new year. And this year's retreat was a special one because aside from getting to bond with the with my children and husband, aside helping ourselves to strategize how to meet our goals, because goal setting is not just to go set it, you have to strategize how to meet it. But I learned something fundamental from my 7-year-old son, and that is what I would like to share with you today. Sometimes I've encountered parents who say, my child is naughty, my child is stubborn, my child is not living out our values. I've been doing everything to teach this child simple values like honesty, integrity, empathy, and the likes of that. Or parents who complain that their children are not living out the family values. And so what I have to share with you today is stemming from the lesson that my son taught me during this retreat. Okay, and what is the lesson that my son taught me? My son taught me practically that children are very observant, and you know what, as a parent, we cannot rest on modeling the right behavior. That is one lesson that my son taught me. Another lesson that he taught me is that our actions must match our words. As parents, you can't be saying one thing and you're doing another. So what lesson did my son actually teach me? Thank you everyone for joining, and I'm excited that you're here with me on the Intentional Parenting Chat. And so as part of what are our learning experiences, whenever we're learning, whenever we're doing anything as a family, and I will encourage you to do that, you have to infuse fun in learning. Children have very low concentration span, and so if you make it all work, you know how as adults we don't even like work. Yeah, children don't like it too. And so part of our, when we go on retreats and learning experiences, we try to infuse fun in it. And so on this particular day during our family retreat, we wanted to do the musical chairs. That was the fun we wanted to have at that time. And so my son wanted to coordinate, and he chose a song. And I was like, oh, this song is not danceable. You know how when you're doing musical chairs, you want to be able to move your body and all that. And so I said, this song is not danceable. And Miss Ogo, who is currently the nanny to my children, had some songs on her phone. And so I said, Miss Ogo, give us one song. And Miss Ogo played a song that was danceable. And all of us danced and danced. If you watch the video, you'll find out that at a point I was on the floor, okay, and I shared a learning on that to say that never underestimate your competitors. But that's not even the lesson for today. And we had done the musical chairs, we had fun, we had gone in, and then we went to have our lunch. And as we're sitting down to have lunch, my son looked at me and said, Mommy, that song that we sang, that we danced to during the musical chairs, is one of the songs you said we should not be playing, and now you played it for us in musical chairs. You tell us not to listen to song, but when it's time to have musical chairs, you will now play the same song you said we should not listen to. At that time, I just looked at him, and he went on to say, I actually chose a song that was convenient, a song that was child friendly, a song that was age appropriate. But Mommy, you said we're not going to dance to that song because it didn't have danceable beats. At that time, I just stood and I looked at my son. If you've been following me on the Intentional Parenting Chat, there was a time recently, towards the end of last year, where some brands wanted to organize a show for children, and so the list of stars and artists that is selected to come perform at this children event were artists with adult content. And so I was part of the campaign to say, no, this content is not child friendly, this content is not appropriate for our children, and we did not want them to, you know, bring those stars to come and perform. And here were we at the retreat. The song that Auntie God selected to play was one of the songs of this adult content, not child-friendly stars. And so my son taught me a lesson there to say that, you know what, we cannot not have a system in place where we ensure that what we're teaching, what we're saying to our children is consistent with our actions. All right? I was of the opinion that adult songs are not for children events and not for children consumption. And there at that time, in the moment where I was looking for a danceable song for us to dance to, I forgot that, to somebody might be saying, oh, but you didn't want them to dance to it. But no, my son saw it as inconsistency. If mommy is saying we shouldn't listen to this song, then mommy should not play the song during the musical chairs. So you see how we pointed out inconsistency? So what are you doing as a parent? Are your actions, even the ones you think is play, even the ones you think it's for fun, are your actions inconsistency with your words? Okay, it's not enough to tell our children to do one thing. We as adults must be consistent, because these children are watching us. Children learn more from what they see than what they hear. So you cannot, as a parent, afford to be saying one thing and doing another, because you know what? You cannot demand from your child what you are not living out. So that was the first lesson my son taught me about being consistent, and at every point in time not being carried away by the moment, but always ensuring that I have systems in place to ensure that everything I stand for, I say it, I do it, and I am consistent with it. That was how that lesson came, and I apologized to them, and you know, we continued the retreat, but I took that learning to heart. And so we continued, and today when we were about to depart, he taught me another lesson too. Somebody will say, that son of mine, yes, he's 7-year-old, and as a parent, never think that you cannot learn from your children. Every person is a potential teacher. Every experience is a potential learning experience. And for me as a parent, I didn't feel bad that he pointed out where I failed. I took it as a valuable feedback, and I will share with you subsequently, if time permits us on this show, how I handled it and how we continued our retreat. And so today, as we were departing, he taught me another lesson. And so we were about to go, we were packing up to go, and I said, you know what, family, let's share our experiences, maybe one learning that you got from this retreat that we would like to share with the viewers of the Intentional Parenting Chat. And so my son's leg was all white. You know, there's Harmattan currently, and his legs were white and all of that. And I said, son, you need to take this coconut oil and rub it on your leg, because you need to, you don't need to be looking white and all of that. And so he took the coconut oil and was dancing around, and I said, apply it, and was like, where should I apply it? I said, on your head. You know how we just say those things? Like, I was like, I've been telling you to apply the coconut oil so that we can do our recording and move on. And you're still, in my mind, that was what I was saying. So he was like, where should I rub it? I said, rub it on your head. And the little boy looked at me and said, Mommy, you're always the one that is saying that when people ask us questions, we should answer them, because you don't know why the person is asking us questions. And the other day I said to come out of your head, you were the one that said, stop telling your sister your head that is not good. Now you're telling me your head. Another learning on inconsistency. And so I looked at him and I apologized. You know what? As a parent, I know that I am not perfect. As a parent, I know that I don't know all. As a parent, I know that I am still in a learning process and I'm evolving and I can make mistakes. So I'm quick to apologize and make amends. And so that was the second learning my son taught me again about inconsistency. When we're demanding something from our children and we are not not living it ourselves. And so what are the lessons that your children are teaching you? And whenever you learn something from your child, and your child points out to you an area you're not doing well, please be parents enough to apologize. It's not time to make excuses. It's not time to defend your actions. If your child points out an area in your life that you have messed up, own your mess and apologize. Because when you apologize, you're also teaching your child another valuable life lesson. So sometimes when you look at your children and they're not living up to your values, they're not living up to expectation, maybe it's not even them you need to work with. Maybe it's yourself. You need to find out, are you consistent with your words, with your actions and your deeds? Is there something that you're demanding from your child that you're not living yourself? And when you do that inner look into your life and find out that you have been inconsistent, please be parents enough to apologize to them. And that's how our family retreat came to an end, with lots of learnings and lots of experiences. And on the parenting show, I will continue to share with you our learnings and everything that will make you love, lead and influence your children with ease. I remain Dim and will be your host on the Intentional Parenting Chat. It's nice having you with me. I look forward to your questions. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to whatever parenting challenges that you're having. Please, I'll drop my email address. Send it to me and we'll discuss it on the show. And so tonight, as we wrap up the show, I want to leave you with an action. Why not ask your children tonight, tomorrow, whenever, what is one thing that mommy, that daddy has been doing that is inconsistent with what daddy and mommy has been teaching you? Maybe you will find out that you might be the problem that your child is currently having. Thank you for being on the show, and I look forward to seeing you again on Saturday on the Intentional Parenting Chat. Same place, same time. Have a lovely time and keep on being an incredible parent.